for me, it was the stay injury free, being 55, thinking about retirement and wanting to do this at first more just to be healthy and get back into shape. And then, when I got back to, okay, I'm going to nationals, it's like, now I really need to stay injury free if I have any hope of getting that dream to happen.
Meeting is now streaming live on Facebook. Oh my God, we are here once again. What's up, Ironman and Beyond BC high achiever all over the world? We are here. Today is Friday, and we have 3 ladies here that will be joining us in a bit. And today is very exciting because we have this common question that we've been hearing.
Yes.
And we try to answer it, one athlete and another athlete ask again. And so I think it's much better for us to actually have a live training today. And so let's open up the posters the poster that Vineta. There you go. Here you go. Our topic today is correcting swim technique. Question: how do you know if you're doing the right swim technique and how to correct it without a swim coach in person?
That is a good question.
Looks like we got people already jumping in online. So if you guys are listening, jumping in online, put their hashtag live, or if you're listening to replay, hashtag replay. So we know if you're live right now. Okay. So, the main topics that we're going to discuss in this live training, we will be discussing what to do to get better with swim technique in a way that's step by step and not complicated.
Yes.
Who here have been working on their swim technique? Probably go through YouTube videos, which I did myself. There's so many of them and it's just growing. And sometimes they're like, okay, what is it that's correct? What does it look good? And how do you even do it? So, we're going to tackle that also today. I've been following. Okay. Oh, here you go. I've been following and learning through YouTube videos, but I am not seeing any result. How else can I improve my swim efficiency and speed? So for example, there are athletes that I've talked to that they've actually coming from not knowing how to swim. And, the YouTube is available there, YouTube videos, right? And then you start following it and they got to the point that they start learning how to swim, which is great. But maybe there's whether you're actually learned the proper good habits or the bad habits, that's something that we will need to address, right? And then also when it comes to especially if you want to get faster or want to level up in your triathlon, then sometimes we're going to have to ask, how can you get faster? I already know how to swim. How can you get faster? Or I've been doing the same demo videos, in YouTube, but I don't see the result. You probably feel like you've plateaued. I'm not sure, so tell us, if you're on the line, tell us how you're doing with your swimming so we know who you are, where you're at in swimming, so we understand, how we can help you today. And we can also address those issues that you're probably experiencing right now in your training. Okay. So another one is that all my triathlon and swim coaches tell me that to get faster, all I have to do is just to swim more. I kept swimming more, yet I feel that I plateaued. What am I missing?
That one's frustrating. Who has had this happen?
Swim more. Yeah, swim more. And then you swim more, or but it's good that you're swimming, right? That's already hey, good job. Instead of not swimming or not even showing up in the pool, at least you're swimming. You're getting the fitness, aerobic fitness that you need. But then but you want the result. You want to get something out of the time that you put in the pool. Why do I say that? Because I'm actually asking and saying that for myself, because I was like that. I was so frustrated. I was going to the pool 4 times at least, and then I wasn't getting the result. And when I go to the race, my confidence is not up. What's happening? I was already trying to follow the workouts, trying to follow the YouTube videos, but I wasn't getting it, and I wasn't getting any result. So let's see.
Let me say hi to all the people that are joining us. Hi,
hello,
Pete.
everyone.
Hi, Leo. Glad you're joining us. Michael's here. Awesome.
All right, Rambo, Pete,
Rambo.
Leo, Seiko, Virgilio, many people. Rebecca, how's it going? Welcome, welcome.
Rebecca says her 16-year-old daughter swims competitively and doesn't have the patience to help her. Oh no!
Yeah, so you're going to learn a lot today. So if you have friends who are in the group or maybe not in the group just yet, invite them in the group because they will have access to the replay of this one also. Okay, so I know our ladies are actually cannot wait to share you why do we need to learn how to correct swim technique here. Let me just hold on 1 second here. Okay, so if let's go back to the people in the group. Okay, like what Vineta and I said, that we are here. We're talking to you. Say hi, hello. So if you're, tell us, where are you at in swimming right now? Okay.
Yes.
Hello,
put it in
James.
the comments right now. Let's see it.
Yeah. So, or like, for example, if you're new in this group, tell us if you're new in this group. So we know you, we want to welcome you. So we do this live training, as much as possible every week. Usually it has become actually Fridays, but we do announce it within 24 hours. So at least, either, by posting a poster or through email. So make sure hopefully you gave us your email so you get that you replay access as well once it's available. All right. So how do you feel about your swimming?
Yes.
Tell us.
I want to hear where people are with their swimming right now.
Yeah. And, how long have you been working on your technique? How long have you known how to swim? Okay. Who here just started learning how to swim?
Who here has challenges with swimming?
Okay. And then also, it's not just, what I wanted to tell you also, for example, those new in the group, I know that we're talking about a lot about swim training today. But we want to tell you that we do have a lot of other free training resource in our Ironman and Beyond. So feel free to just, hey, coach, yes, I like swimming, but I want more. I want about nutrition, or I want about running. So just tell us your challenges and issues, because you tell us what you need help on. We have a lot of free training here already. Okay. So let's see.
Yes. Rebecca says, I'm new.
All right, Rebecca, welcome. And also we have Pam, we got also Ed. How's it going? We got Len. Oh, look at that, people.
James is also
Everyone's
joining.
just tuning in right now. Okay. All right. So before we jump onto the topic, I know you guys are super excited to our topic, but I want to make sure that you actually, okay, why am I here? Why am I listening to this? Why is it important? Okay. And here you go. So why do you want to know if you're swimming with correct? Why am I listening to this? Let me see.
We're having some echo.
We have an echo. I got 3 Shangrilas in the background. Here you go. All right. I like that. So here you go. So why do you want to know if you're swimming with correct technique? Because to not waste your time to workouts that don't produce results. Who here, how many times a week do you swim?
Yes, that would be good to know.
You have 5, Judith? 5 is Judith.
2 times, 3 times, 4
right.
times.
And
how many times?
We're gonna learn about 2.
There you go,
Kelly too. When you're swimming efficiently, you're able to manage your energy well.
Yes.
Because a lot of those energy would go more for propulsion rather than trying to breathe, trying to survive, all throughout the long swim. Plus, for triathletes, you got bike and run. If you're already exhausted during the swim part, you got bike and run. What you need your energy reserve. And actually, for us triathletes, we want to see the swimming as more of like a warm up.
Yes.
Okay. And more of relaxing. You get faster results even with reduced number of workouts. Yes. And I've seen this one. I know for a lot of other athletes, for example, if you're just learning how to swim or learning the proper technique, yeah, I'm going to be honest, you may put a lot of effort and time of actually learning proper technique, but basically you're learning the proper way. So you're investing your time in the future. So you don't put a lot of time. I've seen a lot of athletes who were actually in 30-day swim boot camp. After they learned the proper technique, guess what? They're focusing more on the bike and the run, and they can get faster immediately with just 2 or 3 workouts just because they know already the proper swim technique.
Yes, that's awesome to see.
Yeah, so you can actually focus on the bigger part of the triathlon. Okay. Others, stay injury free. Stay injury free. Your shoulders, especially building up your shoulders, the neck,
The back
your
for some
rhomboid,
people.
you know. Who here believes that, hey, I just need to lift weights? I just need to lift weights so you don't get injured. Yes, strength is good, but without proper technique, you're not guaranteed you're not going to get injured or get hurt or, you know, feel that tightness. Okay. And especially for those go-getters who wants to like go from short to like Ironman. Okay. Now you're like, oh, what's next? So after sprint, what's next? Olympic. What's next? Half. What's next? Full Ironman. So now you finish everything without knowing the proper technique. You're probably like wasting a lot of time and also a lot of load on your shoulder, your back. I'm talking to myself, my old self. Okay. Yes, that was me. Okay. That was me where like I didn't know proper technique and I injured my rhomboid. And because I was like unilateral, I didn't know about rotation, you know, I didn't know how to breathe. I'm just like, I just work hard. Who likes to work hard here?
Yes.
How about work smart? So you don't spend so much time like I did, you know, work smart, right? So you don't get injured. Okay. Last but not the least, and I hope you're convinced now so you can stay all the way throughout. Okay. That's why we're talking about this. So you can be confident, calm, and enjoying your swimming. Why? Because confidence is directly proportional to competence. What is competence? It's your ability to know how to complete the task, which is swimming. When you know yourself, that you know technique and you're doing it correctly, guess what? Hey, I got this one. I put time in it and I know how to execute it. I'm not just slapping like a drowning fish, right? And then, you know, so it's part of the training. So you become more confident, calm. Why calm? Because you start learning how to breathe properly, about breathing. Okay. And then why enjoying your swimming? Because you have a lot more energy. Okay. So I want to hear from our ladies here. Actually, I'm so thankful that they said yes, that they're going to share to us their insights and help us tackle this training here today, which is for those athletes who are just tuning in here, correcting swim technique. How do you know if you're doing the right swim technique and how to correct it without a swim coach in person, wherein you're actually, you know, I got this. Okay. And guess what? We have Kelly from Indiana. So I believe that's 2 hours ahead. We have also Jan from Florida. And when we also have Judith from Nebraska, 2 hours ahead too. So let me introduce you. So Judith here, Judith versus Judith. Let me introduce Judith. Welcome, Judith. So Judith doesn't want triathlon. What I like about our panel here is because we got a diverse background. You know, she doesn't want triathlon. She just wants to swim.
Yes.
Okay. So she actually, you know, she wasn't swimming ever since the last swimming that she had was high school. And she just got back to swimming about 3 months ago. Yeah. And I've only known Judith about less than 2 months.
Yeah.
Less than 2 months. But we've been talking so much that we seem to know each other so well. And so her goal is actually to qualify for nationals. When she resumed swimming, her time started at 2:20. And it dropped down to 2 minutes per 100 yards. Amazing. And then it dropped down to now 1:40, 1:45. Let me show you one of the right here. Okay, let me show you what she did in our swim boot camp right here. Okay, so she shaved, hopefully this one, there you go. From 1:47 to 1:40 minutes per 100 yards on 400 yards, from 1:48 to 1:43 minutes per 100 yards. She also started seeing 20 seconds on her 25 yards.
Ooh, that is exciting.
Amazing. Can you believe that? In just 30 days. She puts a little bit more effort because she loves swimming. So she swims on her own. So, you know, for all the athletes, we only require them to swim 3 times, but she loves swimming. She swims 5 times because she also practiced breaststroke, butterfly. Okay. So different other strokes besides freestyle. Okay. So congratulations, Judith, welcome. And thank you for your time. And then we're going to introduce also here, Kelly, let me pull her up. So Kelly's very busy. Kelly has three boys. I mean, two boys, one girl, two boys, one girl. And she's from Indiana. You know, she told me she actually only goes to swimming during her lunchtime because she's just so busy. Just imagine all of them under 10 years old. And then now you're going to put in 30-day swim boot camp, you know, some intense boot camp, you know. So her question, like, can I even fit in this schedule? Can I even do that? It's funny. She asked me that, but she was like really actively swimming. So amazing. Look at this one. She came from 2 minutes per 100 yards. She's very good at pacing, by the way. She mentioned about rhythm in her head, you know, and there's like a music in her head. And as you can see here, so now after 30 days, she started seeing 141, 143, CSS of 146.
Woohoo! That is awesome.
She was pushing it like the paces. Amazing. Kelly. And Kelly at the time, you know, when she started, she was just like swimming laps back and forth. And she's like, I'm getting bored. I'm just swimming laps, you know.
Who else is bored swimming laps? Can we see some hands here?
Yeah.
I am terribly bored by laps.
So like swimming laps. All right. So we have also Jen here. Jen also. So, okay. So this one, Jen is so by the way, so Kelly fell in love with triathlon. She started triathlon 3 years ago, starting with sprints. So now she's doing a little bit of triathlon also with her kids now also. Okay. Welcome, Kelly. Thank you again for your time. All right. And then now we have Jen. Jen is a triathlete. There you go. We got a triathlete here also. Yeah. So she's training for 70.3. She's in Florida. She also belongs in a triathlon club, also has a triathlon coach, and she's here and she also improved. Okay. She was also one of those like really very active, you know, doing her work. So from 249 to 239 on 200 yards, 251 to 241. Okay. And she started seeing also 230 on her 100s.
Nice.
230 on her 100 yards. Amazing.
That is awesome.
So now let's welcome everyone. You guys excited to hear from them? Judith, Kelly, Jen from the other side of the United States, who I have not met in person, who we've been talking for the past 30 days or so. We are so excited to have you. Can you guys help us out? Answer the question, this one here. Okay. So again, for those who's just tuning in, correcting swim technique. How do you know if you're doing the right swim technique and how to correct it without a swim coach in person? And I think you three will be very, very helpful to everyone. Okay. But before us, how about you walk us through like what's going on in your triathlon, your family, or your personal life before you met us? Let's start with, let's see, Judith. How were you before you met us less than 2 months ago?
Well, like you said, I just started swimming again about 3 months ago. I'm a high school physics teacher. I'm 55. I hadn't swum since high school, really. I had tried a couple of times to join masters and it just didn't work out. Mm-hmm. And all throughout that, all the coaches I had in school and whatever just said, yeah, swim faster. And it just didn't work for me. But about 3 months ago, the aquatics director at my school said, staff, do you want to come in and swim in the morning? And I'm like, yes. And just started swimming on my own, doing the best I can. And then when I was looking for more, ran into you guys, which was excellent. Getting faster.
Why didn't it work out for you on masters?
Sometimes the time, sometimes the money, and the coaching and the other people there just didn't click, you know, for me and where I was and what I wanted to do. And there'd just be the prescribed workout and you'd be in your lane based on how fast or slow you are. And it's like, okay, do this. And then none of the technique. And in fact, the last masters group that I was in, I said, hey, I'm terrible at kicking. What do I need to do to get better? And the coach said, just keep practicing. No coaching.
Yeah, keep practicing what? Keep practicing.
Just keeps kicking
keep-
laps.
Oh, okay.
I guess.
Oh,
And it's like, no, that's not what I want. That's not
And
what
then
I
you
need.
ask, and then you ask other coaches as well, and then
Yeah.
they said same thing.
Pretty much
Practice
the
more,
same thing.
do
You know,
more.
they either didn't care, they didn't know, or they didn't have the time for the athlete that, you know,
Yeah.
you really
Did
need.
did you tell them that you want to qualify for nationals?
I wasn't so set on that at that point. I was
Okay, got you.
trying to do that. And this whole dream of nationals actually goes back to when I was in college and volunteered at nationals and saw how US Master Swimming really was and what a great community it was. But, you know, life happens and things get put on the back shelf. And I'm like, no, I am finally going to come back to that dream now.
Wow. So
Yes.
from high school to now you're at your 50s and like you're still like, I still want that. And you did that, you just started that 3 months ago. And then now you're at 140. Amazing.
Yeah, that's kind of my average pace now. My fastest 100 was 129 so far.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's just
Well, we
100.
want
My fastest 140. Yeah.
I mean, at least we got it within 30 days, right?
Yeah.
You want 115. You want faster. All right. Well, it's good. I'm glad you shared that. Thank you. Because we want to get to know you, Judith. So now, Kelly, how about you? Before you met us, how was it? How was your routine? You said about like you were swimming laps. What else is going on? Is it more work, family, and then just go laps? Like, what made you actually want to like, okay, I'm gonna go swim with you? Tell us more. Like, yeah. Yep. Let me see. Let me unmute you. Got it?
Yeah, there we go. Probably since college, I've gone through cycles of I'll swim for a couple of months and then I'll get away from the water because I'm bored of just doing laps. I didn't have coaches because went to vet school. I'm a full-time veterinarian. I don't have necessarily the opportunity to stay on somebody else's schedule with swimming. So it would be, okay, I feel like swimming now for a while and I'll go for a month where I'm swimming really every day and then I get bored again. About, like you said, 3 years ago, a friend of mine convinced me to finally do a full triathlon. So I was like, all right, well, I got to do some more training because I'm a swimmer. I'm not a runner. I'm not a biker. I had to pull those things out of somewhere. And then I found you ladies online and I'm fascinated, Coach, by how it's got to be your engineering background and how you take things and break them apart and figure out how it works and doesn't work together. And that absolutely fascinates me.
Wow. That's heavy, but I know I have engineering mind. I can't take it out, but yeah. All right. Great. Good to know. I get speechless whenever someone says nicely. Sorry. All right, good. Let's move on to Jen. See, I said it's about you. I know, but
say thank you.
Okay, so thank you.
You're welcome.
I ask about you, not about me. But okay, thank you. There you go. Okay, let's go back to Jen. Jen from Florida was still busy, actually always busy. And so she's in Florida. She's with a tri club. Tell us what's going on in your life or triathlon, your training back then, before you met us. Actually, you've been with the Ironman Beyond.
I kind of stumbled upon triathlon about 4 years ago. I just turned 40, and with conversation with friends, he said he wanted to get back to triathlon. So I told him, sure, I'll do it because I've never done it before, and I just want to try something new. And at my first kind of like swim practice with the coach at that time, the coach was like, okay, just swim across. I think it was a 50-meter pool. So just I want to see how you swim. So I figured, you know what, I can swim. Well, I'm sure I can, no problem. So I get in the water and I'm thinking, yeah, I must be there because I'm really tired. And I look up, I am like barely halfway across the pool. And I'm just dying, trying to grab onto the other side. And I think at that time I realized that, wow, I don't know how to swim.
Wow.
And I stayed with that coach for about 2 years or so. And she was a good coach, but I think the problem is that having kind of zero swimming background, it's harder to participate in group workouts when everybody's going so fast, and I'm the one kind of in the slow lane and still okay, practice my kicking and practice my breathing, and then just kind of everybody just go back and forth, and it becomes really disappointing. And so and then kind of COVID happened, kind of went back to just not really doing anything, and then I joined another tri club with another coach, and kind of picking things up back again. It started with trying to get everybody back out. So we had a swim challenge he had a summer ago. So for the whole month, I was trying to see what's the furthest everyone can swim during the month. So I'm like, I'll do my little 100, 200 every time I go to the water, because that's as far as I can do. And then when we were training for last year, we usually have a huge team race. For a 70.3 or full Ironman. So he's like, he picked one that was really easy for the first timers for North Carolina. So you know what? I've done sprint, I've done the Olympics, so let's try this. Why not? So basically last year, June, is when I really started, okay, let's try to swim, try to do the workouts, and kind of get ready for North Carolina. And but the thing is, there was really no coaching. It was kind of just follow through the plan. Kind of, okay, the plan says, okay, swim 2,000. I go to the pool. I'll do whatever I can do within the time allowed. But, I'll do 1,000 because I only have half an hour or an hour, whatever time I had. And and I would use all the different pool toys, thinking, okay, maybe if I just do the yard, I'll get better because I'm swimming more, but without any directions or anything. I did it. North Carolina was fine. I finished, and I was really happy when I got out of the water, because for me, running was my best event. But then I actually got hurt 3 weeks before the race, so my running was actually it didn't do as well as I thought. But I finished it. It was great. And so now, kind of this year came around, we want to do Augusta, and I'm still kind of carrying over my injury. So I figure, you know what, I can run. Let's work on the swim. And I've been following Shangrila for a while. And then, so it was just one of those things like, you know what, pull the trigger and let's work on my weakest sport.
Yeah. So you mentioned earlier that, who here in the group who's actually who can relate with Jen. She said a lot of things of how she was training. She said she was going by laps, using these toys, following a plan. Are you guys one of those who are like, you have a plan, okay, swim 2,000, and then you guys swim 2,000 or use the toy? What's your favorite toy? And do you even know why you're using them, or is it more of a crutch, right?
And then something interesting. So you had a lot of coaches locally. Why would you choose to go remote?
Well, the thing is, the local coach that I have worked with before, she was great, but I just thought that I just want to try something different. And I think after we spoke a few times, I think just what you offer, kind of like the whole package, it really spoke to me, because the whole thing about that we'll review the video, you provide kind of like weekly critiques and just corrections and everything. So I think that really was like kind of like, okay, sold. Okay, let's do this.
Got you. You also mentioned, I want to dig into it because, like I said, Jen said a lot of things there that I know a lot of our athletes can relate to. When you said that you were new to swimming, when you're just learning how to swim, you want to be a triathlete, right? But then you go to this group and everyone was just swimming fast, or like everyone's just did you feel intimidated or maybe kind of shy, or like how was the feeling of like just getting into that group when you are just learning?
Oh yeah, it was. Oh, it was more like, oh, I can't believe, I have to wake up this early to go swim. And when you get there, it's like, okay, you go to the end, to the slow lane, and and when the coach says, okay, I need everybody to do, 300 to warm up, and then 50 fast and 50 slow. So I'm like doing my 100, barely crossing the 25-yard pool lane. Okay, well, I did 100. Well, did I have done 300? So it was just kind of like, okay, well, I'm slow. I know I'm slow, and kind of stick to myself.
Gotcha.
Not really, and I'm really, and also, but for me, it's like if I watch how the others are doing, then I can maybe see, okay, maybe I should kind of try to copy what they're doing, and kind of try to learn from it. But it's hard when I guess when in the water, it probably would work out better if I was standing on the deck and kind of watch from above.
You brought that up. Now I'm curious with Judith and Kelly, were you one of those who will just try to look at other athletes in the lane, trying to check, oh, she's fast or he's fast, let me copy what they're doing? Or maybe how do you try to get fast on your own before you guys met us? Let me see. Go ahead, Judith.
Yeah, I don't remember copying people a lot, but every once in a while just going, oh, wow, yeah, they're good. And I wish I was that good. But without the proper coaching that I received from you guys, I was just keep swimming. Maybe I'll get that good someday.
You can't really tell, like when you're looking at the other, like, okay, what is good there? What is bad there?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to follow? Like, you just know they swim well. How about you, Kelly? I know you swim at lunch, but I don't know if there's anyone else. You probably see me because I would swim in the lunchtime when I was an engineer.
There's not too many people at lunchtime. Usually what I would do is pace myself against other people, whether they were faster or slower than me, just making sure that, if they were slower, okay, well, every time I'm at this point, I'm already this far ahead of him. So let's make sure I stay that far. Or, oh man, that person's really fast. I got to try and hurry up and catch up.
Kelly's like Vineta, competitive.
Yes.
She fuels from other people. She tends to like, okay, she's fast, let me go there, right? Anyone who can relate to all these topics here, you guys, tell us your insights. Let's see who else just joining us in. We got Sheila, Jay, welcome. Alex, hello. Joseph, hi. Rebecca.
Rebecca thinks Masters seems very intimidating to me. I think that's common.
That's me too. Yeah, my coach said, go to Masters. When I was new, go to Masters. Coach, I can't even show up to one workout. I tried, it didn't work for me at the time when I was just getting into it. It's different feeling for me. And that you said right on, Kelly. What was that last time? Deanna said, I love to use my buoy or buoy shorts, which is what we're going to talk about with Jen. She was actually very happy when it was the first time she actually removed her pool buoy when she swam 800 yards, which she was super excited. And I think that was only on the second or third week of the boot camp. Do you mind telling us more about that, Jen?
I think it was at the end of the second week.
I think it was at the end
of the second week, and it was one of those workouts that it wasn't meant to go fast. So I did whatever pace that we had to do, and it was just I did the whole 800 yards, and like I felt great. Like it didn't get overtired. And also I know that I have I get to I'll start too fast, and then so I'll do great for the first 100, and then by 200-300 I start kind of get winded. My heart rate gets really high, and then I think a lot of times I would just I'm just gonna stop. I'll stop at 400. I'll take a break, and then take a couple minutes break and then continue. But I think that was just one of those things that it's like I can do it. I've been practicing. I've been really, working on it. It's getting over also that mental barriers. It's like, I can do it. Let's just push a little bit more.
Yeah.
So that was really
Were you-
exciting for me.
I know. Were you surprised? Because you didn't expect. I mean, for all those times that you were doing already triathlon, I was surprised when you said. I was surprised. Like, what? That was your first 800 without pool buoy. You were
Mhm.
able to remove your pool buoy, which is
Yeah. Yeah, because
was-
even when I was training last year for the 70.3, whenever I'm in the pool, I'll try to do the distance, but I will always try to use either the paddle or the buoy just so that I can. It's like getting the miles in, regardless of how
how
I
you
was
do it.
doing it. If I was doing it
It's
correctly,
more of like the distance.
right? So I got it in. Okay, I got the yards and I got the distance in, and then that was kind of it. It's like I figure, and it goes back to the same thing. Just swim more. I'll figure it out later.
Okay, got you. So now I did share what I thought, why this one is important. Did I miss anything why you thought it was important for you to learn the proper technique? Because you've had experience already in swimming. Like, for example, Judith, when you were swimming, you are at 220. For other athletes, they're already happy with 220 minutes per 100 yards. You too, Kelly. I mean, you didn't even have a triathlon race yet. But you want to learn the swim technique. Is there any other reasons, Jen, Kelly, Judith, of like, why did you want to learn how to swim the correct technique besides of what I said here? Or did I cover that? Maybe.
Well, I'm curious, which one was the biggest reason for you guys? Why did you wanna correct the
Yeah, what
technique?
was the main reason?
For me, it was the stay injury free, being 55, thinking about retirement and wanting to do this at first more just to be healthy and get back into shape. And then, when I got back to, okay, I'm going to nationals, it's like, now I really need to stay injury free if I have any hope of getting that dream to happen.
Yeah, especially you were swimming a lot. The more that you load, right? How about you, Kelly? Why was it important to you, learning how to swim proper technique?
Two reasons for me. One, I just wanted to get faster. Again, the competitive part of me.
Yeah, very good.
But the other part that wound up, I guess I didn't realize it quite as much at the beginning, but certainly once I was through boot camp, I realized that you guys were able to help me remember how much I enjoy swimming. And so it was nice to be able to look forward to a workout and be like, all right, let's go. And, in my cycle of swim, not swim, I would probably be on not swim again. And I'm still like, okay, I got the time, let's go. And I use my workouts from the boot camp and I'm like, all right, well, here, I'll do this one and I'll get so much of it done. And, I'm still monitoring myself for where I know I need improvements still. And I'm like, all right, got to work on this. And I can hear you in my head, like, oh, don't cross over.
So because right now you're in maintenance, right? Like you're doing it on your own now. This is actually what Kelly had. It was like I felt warmth there. Doing this swim boot camp has renewed my love of swimming. I'm considering longer distance for tries, but the run is my weak point. So that's what she said. Like, I just want more. Like someone who's like used to be bored doing laps. I'm like, finally.
I know. I would be extremely bored if I wasn't getting faster. If I wasn't.
I mean, she got what?
Like, oh, this is so annoying.
Who wouldn't be excited about this time here? Going to like, starting to go to sub 140, like in 30 days. Who wouldn't?
Yeah,
right.
That's exciting.
And then she's very competitive. So yeah. How about you, Jen? Why was it important? Why was it important to you? Is it also for speed, Jen?
Yes, but I think the biggest thing is it's the confidence. It definitely helped build the confidence that to be able to understand what I'm doing. And it kind of also echo on what Kelly was saying, that like now, it's like, for example, the other day, I had to drop my kids off at summer camp, and because of the summer, pool hours are shortened in the morning because camper goes to the pool. I only had about half an hour, 45 minutes. I think the old me would have been like, oh, well, I don't have enough time. Oh, I'll go another day, or I'll go in the afternoon, or I'll just skip it for the day. But since my swim bag is like packed there, I just have to grab it in the morning. So I was like, okay, well, I have half an hour. Let me pick a workout that I have during the boot camp. I'll just do the drills part. I can get half an hour in, out,
I like
drills, and that's what I did.
because right now she's more focused
Yes.
rather than her thinking about like, oh, I only have 30 minutes. It's not going to happen. But right now I have 30 minutes. Let me focus on the main thing that she already know what to correct because she learned in the boot camp. Love it. So now I have a good question here. If we only taught you swim technique, would you have all the tools that you need to get faster?
Let's
Let me
go
ask.
with you, Judith.
Okay, let me ask Judith. Looks like she knows the answer.
No, the technique isn't all you need. It's one of the important pieces. You need the speed and the endurance, and especially for me, the body maintenance is making a big difference.
She just mentioned the body maintenance here, but let me talk before we jumped into this one here. Okay, so like right here, this one is what just Judith just mentioned. Okay, everyone, since you guys are here, I just don't want you to misinterpret that we're teaching only technique to get faster. Technique is a fast tool to get faster, but it's not the only thing. And I don't want you to just learn technique, especially if you're a triathlete or someone who's actually like Judith or Kelly, who's very competitive, because you want to push your heart rate. You want to build your endurance so you can actually hold that technique. Okay. When you're going for speed, okay, they're all intertwined. It needs to be all done. It's not one way or another. Maybe for Judith, she doesn't really need much of the open water skills unless there's someone going after her on another lane, right? But we do need technique, speed, endurance, open water skills.
For triathlon, yeah.
For triathlon. And also, one of those things that we taught is the speed part. We're in pacing. Pacing is very important. So we've helped and taught our athletes how to pace themselves using a tempo trainer. For Judith, she uses form goggle, which is amazing. So now pacing is just like when you're running, or when you're cycling a century, or when you're running a full marathon, you don't go all out in the beginning. Same thing as with swimming. You want to be able to pace, and that has to happen in training, not at the race. Not at the race. You need to be intertwined, like, okay, the pace and the perceived effort. You need to know that. Okay. So these are the 4 things. Now Judith, she mentioned body maintenance. Okay. So body maintenance, what's amazing about what happened with Judith, and I was also surprised about this one. She was celebrating. She told me, how about you tell us, Judith, what happened about your cramping? Who's here cramping? Who doesn't not like cramping? Did I say it right?
Nobody likes cramping.
No.
Nobody
It's cramping. Sorry. Told you.
Yeah. So, cramping has always been a problem for me my entire life, and it got worse after I had 2 back surgeries. But in that last week of swim boot camp, all of a sudden I'm posting, Coach, no cramps, none, 0. I was amazed that could happen.
Because for her, she felt like it was part of her life.
Yeah.
And I had to confront her, really, every time? She said, yes, I just swim through it. Really, after all those speed that you put in? I'm like, man, that's hard. Wow. And then so like, that's amazing, because we had to go through not just nutrition, but mainly also the body maintenance, which is the exercises that I had her do about 8 to 10 minutes, which is I want her to make it as a habit, and she has been.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations. I'm really happy about that's what you learn. Okay. So now let's go after this one. We're about to end. Anyone, are you guys getting a lot from this? Because we want to hear from you. You guys have any questions, just type it up. Okay. Type it up. You guys have any questions so we can answer it all. But what were the top 2 things you learned in the process during training?
Let's start with Kelly.
Well, I think the biggest thing is probably proper breathing technique with my strokes. And I can still see when I'm doing it wrong every now and again. But making sure that, I'm breathing out the whole time, because before I would hold it for a certain amount of strokes until I would breathe out again. And then I'm just trying to, not look up off into the wild blue yonder, but keep my face a little closer to the water. That's probably one of them. And then I think the other thing that I learned about was, while I talked about pacing myself against somebody else, I learned how to pace for myself with using the tempo trainer.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Nice.
That's amazing. You said earlier that you can see yourself. Like, so that, because that's our topic, like when you're swimming. So before you talk to us, you also ask the question, Coach, how can I know how to swim? You're there in Los Angeles. I'm here.
How do I know if I'm using the right technique?
But then now,
how do I do it?
you do know.
Yeah.
How did are you able to explain in words how that happened?
So from your breakdown of my videos, you're pointing out where the corrections are and where I need to be, so that as I'm swimming, some parts of my body, obviously I can't see, like my legs, but I know how it should feel if I'm doing if I'm getting the full rotation from my shoulders all the way down into my hips. With my stroke, if I tip my head up just a little bit, you can actually see where your hands are going to make sure that they're not crossing over, but staying out. My left hand, we know, likes to tip a lot. So I really try to pay attention to that one a lot. Yeah. And so I just have those images in my head. Gotcha. And I try to make sure that my body feels the same as what I can imagine.
Gotcha. So if you saw your own video now, you would know what you're doing wrong.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right.
And that was not true before when you started 30
No, I wouldn't have had a clue. But now I know I would be able to see it.
Mm-hmm. I remember when you started your head, I'm like, you probably, okay, I got it now, because I had so many images in the group and I'm like, your head. So now it's like, okay, I got it.
Yep.
Those are the things that actually is like repetitive, that, like, hey, we got to correct that. And then even until now, you still remember. And I do remember, because I did correct that, like this one, the crossover. Awesome. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So let's see. How about you, Jen? What are the top 2 things that you learned during the process?
For me, there are so many, because I'm not a swimmer to begin with. But I think for me, the biggest thing I learned that has helped a lot in the last 30 days is the feedback on my rotation and my right arm, the dropping, the fast dropping, like the knot catch and everything. And it's basically what Kelly was saying, that I can see my hand and really focus on keeping it there, up just for the extra kind of second or millisecond, and then pull and then do the full catch when I'm doing the stroke. And that has made a big difference. Even just to kind of warm up, I would really focus, like pay attention. Okay, this is what's supposed to feel like, and really put an effort and a focus on those things. And for the breathing, when I'm doing the longer distance, I still not comfortable breathing to my weaker side. But at least now, when I'm doing the warm-ups and the cool downs and even doing the drills, I will do the bilateral breathing, just so that I get more practice. And yes, I feel that I'm getting a little more comfortable breathing onto my weak side.
Yeah, I want you to continue. What I'm hearing from that is that a couple of things is that body awareness. So everyone, you guys are, like, checking it out, like taking notes, body awareness, but then what exactly, what body parts do you need to be aware of and how it should move? That's something that we've taught them to actually focus is one of the things, to focus and to be able to catch you. Like, how do you see what to see? Because there's so many, you got a lot of body parts, like what exactly to see? I mean, you're moving, right? You're moving, but then before you even move, I give them, tips of like, how do you, before you even move, you need to break it down to simpler parts, which is what I've shown to them.
Nice. And if you saw your video now, would you be able to tell what's going on wrong?
Oh, absolutely. And even not just me, and I'll be looking at people when they're swimming, like, oh, I was just thinking to myself, oh, that arm.
Are they still swimming with you then?
Nice.
She does it before I do. She posted, Coach, I saw that one. Yeah, agree. Yes, you're right.
Yes.
So she does her own critique now. Excellent.
Yeah. It's more of like, bouncing back, which is good, confirming. And then the more, and like, because like, for example, even for Judith, like, Coach, how about my glide? Coach, now she's like nitty picking her movement, because I said, hey, you got to go early catch. Okay. So let's see about Judith. What are the top 2 things that you learned in the process?
Kind of general, but probably the biggest thing was how important the technique was and how much better I could be if someone had taught me the proper technique the way you have, so, it's like, before it was like, well, I'm just kind of an average swimmer. I'm the filler on the team, but now I feel like, hey, yeah, I'm going to get to nationals because now I know the proper technique. I know how to keep checking it. I know where I can get support and feedback and stuff like that. So that was huge. And for me, and I saw this a lot today on my workout, I did 1,000K as a warm-up. I never would have considered that at any other time. Like, I never saw myself as being able to do distance. And all throughout this, like starting at the end of the first week, you started saying, oh, well, do a mile on 29.5 per 25. And I'm like, I told my husband, what? No way, I can't do that. And I come home and I go, I did that. I did that. Well, so I've talked, mentioned to Coach before that, and thanked you for believing in me more than I believed in myself and pushing me and building my confidence in that way.
Aw.
I'm against speechless. And also because one of those things that I actually saw this morning, and I'm not sure if it was a mistake, but I'm not sure if you tagged me, but you tagged me this one. The best coach isn't always the one with the best players, with the best ranking, with the most wins. The best coaches are those that do more with less. Change the lives of their athletes for the better and teach the importance of a character.
Yeah, and that resonated with me with what you've done, and you're at this distance. We've never met in person. I send you a couple of videos every week for 4 weeks, and it's already been a big change.
Less than 2 months. It's intense. That's why it's a boot camp.
Yep.
Also with Kelly. Kelly has been like, I know you've been in Ironman and Beyond. Actually, by the way, so Judith, Kelly, and Jen, they have been in Ironman and Beyond. I know Judith's been 2 months. Kelly's about 4 months. And Kelly, 4 months. Jen, 2 years. And say, hello, Jen. I'm glad that we are finally met, right? Yeah. Well, actually, remotely. So last but not the least, okay, so do you have any advice for our athletes who have actually stick with us here? Do you have any advice for our athletes who, like, for example, like they want to get faster, they want to learn how to swim proper technique? What can they do right now? Like, how can they level up? Be like you guys, that you guys can correct already. Let's start from, let's see, Kelly?
We'll take the opportunity to do the boot camp. It was so much fun. I really enjoyed it. And I think even take a video of yourself. Take a video doing the laps if you can borrow from a friend so you can film underneath, or at least from above, and watch what you're doing.
Got it. You guys got that? Are you guys taking notes? All right. Next, Jan.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. If there's any kind of hesitation, is definitely to pull the trigger and do the boot camp. It's like the 30-day has done more for me, for my swim, than what I've done for the last 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah, involved, doing triathlon with the triathlon coaches and everything. So it's definitely life-changing. And yeah, and actually just the other day, it's almost kind of like a paying forward kind of situation. We're in a pool with my kid, and my daughter, she's 6 years old, so she doesn't have the mechanics quite correctly, and then usually I'll just kind of let them play in the pool and not really bother them too much. So I was in the pool with them. I was like, it's like, sweetie, let's do this. Doggy paddle. So I was pulling, I was dragging her arms, showing her how to do the doggy paddle. And I told her, hold them to the side. I grabbed her legs and I could do the ballet kicks. And then she did it a few times, kind of back and forth. And she was already, getting better at doing so. So
you could be a coach for your kids now. And for your mom's kids.
That's awesome. You were giving her the sequence of how to get there.
Right, because kids, they flare their arms around and kind of looking everywhere. So I told her, let's do this. I was grabbing her arm, showing her how to do it. Like, so thinking, how do doggies do it? In the water, right? Don't throw your arms out. And she got it. And she was kind of going back and forth on the shallow end, and she was doing great.
Okay.
Awesome. That's so cool.
So let's see. How about you, Judith? What are the top two, not top two. I mean, what can you advise to the other athletes who wants to learn or get faster in swimming?
Believe in yourself, give yourself the chance, and get the right help you need to reach those goals. You can't do it alone. You need guidance, you need community. You need people who are going to cheer you on and that you can cheer on. But yeah, just do it. The 30-day boot camp was, like people have said, life-changing for me. And the love of swimming, I kind of like Kelly, swam for a while and then quit. And my husband from the beginning's like, you're just going to quit in another week. I'm like, no. And it is so much different now, and I believe that I'm swimming right, and the speed and the endurance will come with time.
I think also because you built confidence, right?
Oh yeah.
Built confidence now, especially for those athletes, this swimming is just such a hard thing for me, and then now I've overcome it. Anything is possible because it's just so hard.
They also have the tools now. Now they're able to tell, hey, this is what I need to fix next. And then after that, hey, look at this one. This one is the other one that's missing. All right. Well, I think the last question. What do you guys think? What made the biggest difference for you working together with Coach Shangrila and the rest of the team? What about you, Judith? What made the biggest difference?
The video feedback, I thought I knew how to swim, and I did, but I didn't know how many bad habits I had. And like all the first 3 weeks, I'm like, I think I got it. And looking at the video, by week 2, I'm like, oh no, I thought I had it, but I don't. And sure enough, when Coach looked at my video, she's like, yep, you need to do this. You still need to break that bad habit. So getting past that, and knowing how to continue to get past it, because I'm far from perfect, but I know how to get better now because of the constant video feedback and looking at that. I never looked at a video of myself swimming before.
Good to know, Judith.
Love it. What about you, Kelly? What made the biggest difference for you working together with the feistyfox team?
I would have to say it's a combination of the video feedback and your enthusiasm for seeing your teammates, the rest of us, whatever you want to call us, improving, changing, growing, getting faster. Because you get so excited, and it's like, I want to make them excited. I'm pretty sure I did this right. This is gonna be awesome.
I have been excited.
That's so awesome.
I love people getting
I knew
faster.
it was going to be exciting when you started, and I was right.
To me, it's kind of like a project, an experiment. You know, like when an athlete finish a medal, to me, my medal is you guys improving. That's my finish line. Like to get you to the finish line where you're like so happy. Like, yes, but it's not just going to be just me. It's a teamwork. So if you guys did not work so hard, like, you know, that constant feedback, it's a teamwork. So that's why I'm like, thank you for making my PR. So there you go. All right.
What about you, Jen? What made the biggest difference for you working together with the Feisty Fox team?
I mean, definitely the video feedback. I think to be able to identify what needs to be corrected. I think that's important. And also, you know, communication with the team, everyone's just really motivating, and the checking in and the being very flexible about it. That's okay, well, you have to do this. It's 30 days, you have to do this, and that's it. Because I was out after the second week because I had a week, I don't know if it was stomach bug or COVID, who knows what it was. I was out for an entire week, and you guys were super flexible with the schedule and can just jump right back into it. And it's great.
Awesome. Great.
That's awesome.
So everyone, you guys get a lot from it. Let's thank Judith, Kelly, and Jen. So that's what we do in Feisty Fox Coaching. We help athletes like Judith, Kelly, and Jen get faster, stay confident, learn the proper technique, learn the right way so you don't waste your time, you don't waste your energy, and actually get results. You know, if you have like only 1 hour or maybe just 30 minutes, what would you do? Would you do the right thing? You know, right way of swimming? Or would you do the same laps every now and then that gets bored? Like, for example, Kelly, just trying to look for another person right beside the, you know, the lane, right? But how about you depend on yourself, wherein you can actually correct your technique without a swim coaching person? Because those are the same exact question that they ask us. But right now, like, even if, like, I know, like, even if they are, you know, on their own, they're doing their own thing with another coach, I know that they have the tools to continue what they've learned. And if they have like, okay, I got to do something different, and they pick up swimming again, they got the tools to learn to actually get back to training. So if you guys want to have a call with us in terms of like, how can I actually learn what they learn? Okay. Or for example, I'm not sure, coach, if it's something for me, but I just want to know more about it. And if you're really ready to make things happen, wherein you're stuck, or like you plateaued already, or maybe you're concerned about your, you know, something about, like, for example, Judith had a shoulder, frozen shoulder, and that's her concern. And she just really wants to use swimming as for her health, but she doesn't want to get injured. Okay. So if that's you, you know, like, we can help you. Okay. You can put game plan, #game plan down below, and we can have just 15-minute chat, and let's see if we can actually help you. Let's see where you're at, because sometimes, you know, we want to make sure that, like I said to Kelly, it's not just me. I mean, I know, we know that we can get results, but can you get results with us? Are you ready to be coachable? Okay. Are you ready to do that? Because it has to be both of us. It has to be teamwork. Like these three ladies here, they make us work, but I'm okay with that because I want results, and they did that. Okay. Because I want you guys, if you guys are in Ironman and beyond, I want you to be in this live training as well, inspiring others, teaching the rest of your family and friends of how to actually improve on what you're doing right now, especially if you love triathlon, swimming, running, or cycling. All right.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we got a lot from that. Again, thank you so much, Jen, Kelly, Judith. I know you guys are ahead of time. Let's say thank you, everyone, to them. And till next time, everyone, we do this live training almost every week. You know, watch out for those posters wherein we announce you what's the next topic. But I think that's it for now. Thank you. Bye. Have a great weekend.
Bye, everybody.
Hey, everyone.
Night.